Okay.
Hey, good evening. My name is Mike. We are team number 5. We name ourselves Cash, not only because cash is the most liquid asset, but also it's significant for the clients because none of my clients ever wanted to donate $3 to president election. Since we have many volunteers here for VITA, I have a question for you. Have you ever thought about if there's any improvement that we can make for the program? So we believe that VITA should be more than just simply tax filing, because we do care more about long-term benefit for our clients. And some of you might have ever been asked the questions by the clients like, why my refund is much less than last year, or why don't you deduct my expense, or something like that. And it really takes us a huge amount of time to explain everything during the circumstance. And so we definitely hope our clients to completely understand and be satisfied with what we're doing. But the problem is, most of our clients do not have tax background, so they fail to analyze their tax situation in a logical way. And so this problem can cause less tax refund or even lower filing efficiency. And so how we can help them? As accounting students, we really need to utilize our tax background because we're future professional accounting students. So if we mainly focus on the college students and also the other group, senior citizens, because they have a really huge need of tax planning service. And if we try to maximize their tax benefit, and also we employed attractive and appropriate promotion activities to kind of provide them with more efficient tax planning service. And what we can do would be much more beneficial to them than simply tax filing. And so based on the characteristics of college students like us, and so please welcome Lisa to introduce some tax planning service that we made for them.
Okay, thank you, Mike. For students' tax return preparation, we focus on two common yet important points: interest on student loans and qualified education expenses. First, let's talk about interest on student loans. This can be deducted if the student's loans are used to pay for tuition, required fees, room and board, and other necessary expenses. Taxpayers will receive Form 1098E student loan interest statement from the loan servicer that they make payments to. So they should bring Form 1098E when they go to VITA. So another important point related to student tax returns is qualified education expenses. These include tuition-related fees and course-related expenses such as textbooks, supplies, and equipment. Determining the amount of qualified education expenses is required to claim the American Opportunity Credit or the Lifetime Learning Credit. Therefore, taxpayers should bring Form 1098T tuition statement go to the VITA. It's furnished by an eligible educational institution in which the student is enrolled. So when we did VITA volunteer program, sometimes we might taxpayers who didn't know that Form 109T was required and didn't know the textbook expenses could be deducted if they provide the receipts. So we want to remind them of the forms that they need to bring and tell them to keep their receipts so that they can receive a larger tax return. Now let's welcome someone to introduce taxation for senior citizens.
Thank you, Lisa. My part is senior citizens. From my experience, many senior citizens don't know what kind of filing status suit them most. We know the head of household can get much more standard deductions than single status. And many of them don't know what kind of related documents they need to bring if they want to file different kind of taxable income. When it comes to the distribution from IRS, I have a story to share all of you. One of my VITA clients came to do tax return, and after I did everything for her, I found the number of her estimated refund was red. I was very nervous. Did I do something wrong? Because it's almost $2,000. It is a huge money, right? I was really nervous, but I lost. I found that because her husband did early withdraw from his individual retired account, but her husband is not as old as 60 years old. So they have to pay almost more than $1,700 penalty. You guys who attended to VITA may have the same experience with me. Many of our clients don't know much about tax knowledge, and they don't have efficient resource to get more information related to their tax benefits. So we hope to share much information to them and help them to cultivate tax sense and to get more tax refund. Now let's welcome Nosal to introduce the next part.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Just now, Summer and Alice present the problems we are facing. Now, but do you know why we are facing so many problems? The main reason is that our clients doesn't have enough tax knowledge. So I'm going to present how we can improve the VITA efficiency externally. Our group categorized clients into three different groups. The first one is seniors, the second is called professional, and the third one is the student. We came up with, within each type of group, we came up one implementation method to help them to gain some tax knowledge. First, let's talk about seniors. Our group believes that the seniors may have kind of trouble with walking or transportation, so we think the community interaction will be a good way to help them. And the second group is the professionals. Our group believes that the professionals are super busy, so we think by setting up consulting groups in the CBD area with the help of VITA volunteers and the brochures made by the volunteers, they can get some tax knowledge about how the tax return works. And the third is the students. For the student part, our team believes that the students have plenty of time to learn and they are willing to learn. So all we need is to promote some free apps or some website or some online blogs to them. I think they will take care of themselves. Now let's welcome Wilton. Wilton will introduce the internal implementation of the VITA program.
First, enhanced training program. As we all know, most of the VITA volunteers are not professionals. The lack of the tax knowledge and the skills to apply tax-wise professionally. 6 hours training program apparently is not enough to make up for that. On site, they constantly ask for help from site managers. Usually, it will take them 1 to 2 hours to finish one tax return. Enough training will reduce this number dramatically. Next, we need to improve the efficiency of site managers' review process. Finished tax returns require the site managers' reviews and approvals before they can return in. But there are usually 6 to 7 volunteers per site, but only one manager. So sometimes when multiple tax preparers finish their tax returns at the same time, there would be nothing left for them to do but to wait for the managers to review. So probably we can ask the taxpayers to wait outside with their finished tax return for the managers review. So our volunteers could start preparing the next return for the next period. Last but not least, as the last group said, students also need the help from VITA too. Perhaps we can improve the VITA system and include the students as our client too. So next, Liz Queen is going to make the conclusion for us.
Thank you, Wilton. Thank you for your patience so far, and my part won't be long. Before progressing to the question period, let me just go through the main points of our presentation. Firstly, we start out separating two major groups of clients who certainly need additional consulting service for their tax return. They are students and senior citizens. Usually they don't know what documents and receipts to keep and what steps they would process to get deductions and refunds. So the common issues happen on students are student loans, scholarship, qualified educational expenses, confused about their retirement plan and unemployment compensation. Consequently, we figure out several useful ways to assist them about their major confusion. We divide their consulting paths into 2 areas: by internet and the community interaction. Besides the pre-consulting for students and senior citizens, the improvement on volunteers training and the manager review process are significant. So what we do, we hope that what we do could really help lift up the experience of clients and the efficiency of our programs. So as we know, most of us take their Tax 1 or Tax 2 have experience in vital volunteers. So we hope that our program can really enhance your efficiency. Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.